Hello everyone, you're welcome to my channel. You're welcome to Decenstitch. If you're a new subscriber or returning subscriber, you're welcome. Please kindly like, share, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe and click the notification bell. Thank you. I'm going to measure 0.5 inch inward for the armhole because I already made the pattern using a 0.5 to curve the armhole. I'm going to measure another 0.5. I like to have this part deep when it comes to off shoulder. I'll do the same for the back. I drew the curve at the midpoint. I measured the 0.5 at the midpoint. I'll cut out both armholes. I'm going to attach a piece of paper underneath the armhole and tape it down. For this style, because I have a band at the sleeve part, I don't have a full sleeve. I have like a band. I'll raise this line. I will use my armhole depth line. This is the armhole depth line. This is the bust point length line. And this is the waist length line. I won't be using the armhole depth line because when I made this bodice, my armhole depth length is 1 inch below my upper bust length. So my actual upper bust is 1 inch above this line. I'm going to measure 1.5 because I don't want any cleavage out. If you want your cleavage out, you can do it according to your preference. At the midpoint of my armhole, I have 9 inches at my armhole, so the midpoint will be 4.5, but I won't be using 4.5 because it's low. I will come up by 1 inch, that is 3.5, instead of the 4.5, which is the midpoint of the armhole. But I'm raising it up by 1 inch. I don't want it at the midpoint, it's quite low for me. Except I want a tiny strap, then I can have it at the midpoint, but I want the strap or band to be a bit big, so I'm coming up 1 inch. From there, I'm going to draw my sweetheart to the upper bust I marked and then to the center front. I'm going to be using my round chest measurement, which I've divided by 4 and added seam allowance. Let's say I need 10 inches after calculation. Depending on how low you want your off shoulder to be, That is what will determine how high you raise this line. For this one, it's okay, it's about 3 inches below the normal shoulder. But if you want it just a little bit below your shoulder, maybe 1 inch or 2 inches below your shoulder, you raise this line up a bit. It will be high and low down there. There are different styles of off shoulder, but with this you can make any style of your choice. I'm going to connect this line into the 10 inches I marked for the round chest or round shoulder. I'm going to follow the line. You can also draw it this way if you want your off shoulder straight. And I'll measure the length of the band for the shoulder area. The seam allowance is included, so I'm going to measure 3 inches. At the end of the day, I'm going to have 2 inches, because by the time I sew 0.5 up here and 0.5 down here, I will have 2 inches left at the end of the day. Never mind that it's close to the armhole. I'm going to be using a set square because I don't want it straight down. Most times, here is always wider than the upper part because our arm is big somewhere there, and also to give room for movement to raise your arm. I don't like to draw it straight. It's going to restrict movement a lot. I like to use a set square so you can bring it out a bit. Then I'm going to connect this to the armhole. I'll cut it out. I'll cut that tiny piece off. If you want this band attached to the body, you have it cut together, which means you're going to have your joining here, no joining on the armhole area. Your round chest will be divided by 4 plus seam allowance for here alone. So let's assume the round chest is 40 inches. You divide it by 4, that is 10, plus 0.5 seam allowance, that is 10.5. So you measure 10.5 here for this. The second option is to have your unfold and have your joining here. That means you cut the armhole out to separate this band. So here will be unfold, there will be no joining. Your joining is going to be at the armhole area. So your calculation will be round chest divided by 4 plus 0.5 to sew this side and 0.5 to sew this side. For example, let's say your round chest is 40 inches. You divide it by 4, that is 10 inches, plus 0.5 is 0.5, your seam allowance, that is 10 inches plus 1 inch, that is 11 inches. So you're going to sew here together. That means you're using 11 inches. What I have here, I'm going to transfer it to this paper. I'll trace it out. Then use my tracing wheel to get the curve. I'll label this. This is my shoulder. This is the neckline extension. I like to label my paper pieces. So I'm going to cut it out. I'll leave a little piece of paper in front here so I can use it to tape it down to the back piece. For the front piece, I'm going to measure what I have here. I have 2.5 inches here at the armhole area. I'll measure the same for the back piece and mark it. 2.5 inches. I'll confirm it again. Then I'm going to place this paper this way. Where I have the 2.5 inches, I'll place the paper there. Then I'm going to tape it down. I have my paper attached. Then I'm going to cut this part for the back. You can have any design at the back. This is going to be a V because I want it to blend well into this band. You just add your zip allowance. Every other seam allowance has been added to this pattern piece, so just your zip allowance is needed at the center back. It's possible to make this on the fabric also, for those who like to cut direct on the fabric.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please kindly like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new here, and click the notification bell. Thank you.